Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Hriday, and just to give a recap, I have finished learning Java basics in the last devlog, and the purpose of today's vlog is to start working on some projects so that I can solidify my knowledge. I gave a prompt to Claude detailing the specific set of instructions and to give me a set of projects based on the difficulty level. And the first one on that list was making a calculator. And if you see here, this is the first project that I have created on my own, and it's a calculator. Before I go ahead and explain the code, I just want to talk about the IDE. Till now, I used to write code in Notepad and then run it through command prompt. But I decided from this point onwards, I will use Blue.J as IDE. So something I had to get used to because I was writing the code, and even though I have familiarity writing in Notepad and it was simple, I had to get used to how the Blue.J software works. So I saw a couple of YouTube videos, and now I'm like more familiar with it. Okay, I'll show you the code that I have written. Okay, this is the window. I kind of like how the class is a green color so that you can see it is extends all the way to here. And then the public static void main, the starting of the program is here. And different, like when you write if else loop, like visually it looks good. Although this is more like a simplistic IDE, so beginner friendly. People like me. Initially I had struggled, but now I'm better with it. If how to explain it, I just started the code with writing a scanner because for calculator we need the input. So this is a class that you can see. Now we have a few variable containers. We have two for integers because there are cases where the input can be in decimal or they can be integers. We need variables to hold both. So these are the numbers, like first number, second number for the integers x and y, or if they are decimal. I use those data type. We can use double or not, double if you want. This is the final number because depending upon the input, the number will be assigned to either the integer container or the variable container, and one more container should hold this container so that it's easier to read and understand. Whatever value will be there, like an integer of float, that will come into the final left number and final left number. That is the final thing. We use those variables to do the calculation. Here we just create a scanner object so that we can start reading the input. We put a system.println to get the first number and second number. And I had to mention, like after writing all the code, I had a couple of issues. When I was running the code yesterday, after this part of the code, when this line comes, when this line comes, the program stops. This is because when you're trying to get input like this, after that it will read the next line for other other values. This same thing again, next word again it reads the next line. So if you don't add this line so that you can read the line that's left, there is nothing for the input 3 to read. It will just white space. So that's why the program stopped. And something that I was warned about when I was writing the same type of working scanner class. The previous example when I was learning the basics, I was talking to Google Gemini and it gave me this, and I remembered, oh shit, I had run into this problem earlier. Based on the input, I just ran like simple if else loop. Okay, this logic says that if the input is an integer, the float value will be converted. This is called typecasting, converting float into integer, and will be assigned to f number. This whatever is the value of f number will be value of this final f number. Otherwise it will be value of x number, and again same. This same logic applies to the second number as well. Coming to the operation, I'll just show you in a sec how the calculator works. Basically, you have input first number, second number, then you type what operation you want and it will do the thing. Some people will I just thought about cases like you can write add or you can write addition. So that's why there are 8 variables, like whether it is small or small word or full form. I'll show in these loops. These are case sensitive, insensitive. This is something that AI helped with this. I already wrote the code, part of this code along with if else loop, but this makes the code a little bit more readable. If either one or two operations like add or this, it assigns add for addition and add. Same wise for subtraction and subtract, it's giving the word subtract. So based on this, it will match against the add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Based on that, it will run an if else loop. The final variables that we got earlier, we perform operations on them depending upon what the user inputted. One edge case is that when the second number and you're doing the division, if you do a 0, then it's undefined. So when you put in 0, you will get error, can't divide by 0. Otherwise, just divide the value. I just put a finishing touch, literally I'll leave the finishing touch. Thank you for using the calculator. Now I'll show you. This is the window. So let's enter the first number, second number. That's it. That's the calculator. Looks and feels cool to write your own first program. That's why I just, yeah, it's cool to write your own, make your own calculator. I had more ideas for this, but I just simplified it enough. I first started working on this on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. So I just wrote the outline. One of when Claude gave me the list of project idea, it suggested me to sketch out the process before I start working on the code, so that I can know what to do and how. The initial outline I had, although it had so many ideas, it was not possible for this. The ideas that I had were more in line for an app, something that I can work on when I learn Kotlin in the future. But for this, it has to be something simple. So when I started writing code yesterday morning on Monday, I was running into issue and I just don't know what I was doing. So I just went back, reform app, and I started writing out what should be the what should be a proper structure, and it gave me a little more clarity. And after seeing how I did certain working scanner objects and everything, I was taking, as I think you can see in my previous videos, I take notes on the Notion on the right hand side. So I was seeing examples and seeing how I use scanner objects, etc. So then it gave me a little bit more understanding. I realized I don't have to use multiple classes and use inheritance. I just thought I can keep it simple, and I was working on it. And then as I mentioned, I was running into the problem where after the program asked for inputting the type of operation, it stopped working. So, and one more thing, as I said, these colors, like you can't write code here or you can't write code here. It has to be within it, because I was getting compilation errors. So then I had to type out each line carefully and understand where any issues comes. And as soon as the issue comes, I was solving. So certain syntax errors, I was clearing them up. And after all that, I have finished it, and this is how it works. You give the values, you type the operation that you want, until it gives you an answer. Simple. That's it. Okay, so this is the framework for the second project, which is personal budget manager. So every month after I get my money, I divide and allocate the money according to the different categories. So those are the bills that I have to pay, subscriptions that I have, savings. I save a bit of money every month. Then remaining categories can be food, entertainment, any other miscellaneous. So how I think the app should work is this bills, subscriptions, and this should be input based. So before that, I have to enter the total amount so that it can use the logic. After this, first you enter the amount, then you enter all these categories, then remaining according to the logic that I give. Actually, I was thinking 50, 30, 20 is one of the rules. And one more thing is, actually I was reading this post on Twitter X, how people in Switzerland manage their money, the Swiss principle. So either one I can implement. So based on that, after taking all these input values, it will then give me the output values for this every month. So that's basically the idea. Okay, now I'll just flesh out this idea properly in the app, and then if possible, I'm gonna write the code for it today, or I'm gonna get to it tomorrow. Hey guys, quick update. I finished writing the code for the first part of the program. As I said earlier, there are three parts: add a month plan, view a month plan, and delete a month plan. As you can see, there is each class for the different parts. So I finished writing the code for this one. View plan and delete plan are next. So that's what I'm gonna focus on now. Hey, so yeah, I just finished working on my second project, which was part of a list of 5 projects that I asked Cloud to give so that I can practice my Java skills. So this one is a little bit of a personal project. I did it. It's named Personal Project Planner. It's did it so that I can better manage my expenses. I'll just run it to you and show you how it works. So basically, this is like the main class, and we have I created created a new class for each one. Adding a new plan for a month, seeing existing month plan, and deleting a month plan and exit. So each are different classes, and the way I wanted to do this, wanted to run another class from this class. So this is the command that lets me learn something. Okay, I'll show you now. Okay, this is a total amount. So how much month I have to spend for a month. Let's give hypothetical amount. Okay, this is all in rupees, by the way. Bills are like EMIs that I have to pay. Subscription for all the app subscriptions that I use for a month. UPI Lite is like generally we have UPI where you just scan a code and you pay from a bank account. What UPI Lite does that is when you do this, sometimes the bank servers are down. So this tries to combat that by preloading a balance into the app so that you can still scan the QR code and pay for the transaction. So I set it a limit where I want to have like just enough money. I kept a limit for it. So it asks for the balance so that remaining upon that how much amount is added to make the whole amount. But in this case I kept it around 200. Okay, before doing this, one of the principles that I employed is when I get a money, the principle is to spend after you save, not to save after you spend. So as soon as I get the amount, like for the month, the aim is to transfer some money into a savings account. So this is what it says. This is a thing for skill or buying, saving a fund so that I can spend it on emergencies or book. Suppose if I wanted, like for example, I'm working on this YouTube channel. So if I wanted to buy an app or buy a course, I can use from that fund. That is, this account is mainly for that. So after adding that, it also adds the remaining money to the UPI Lite, so it becomes 200. So once you do that, this is the budget plan. So and so and so and so. Like I said, it's all in rupees. Yeah, also one more thing is after it does, it creates a file. It creates a file in the folder and then writes whatever the budget plan is there. It writes it. It adds the data into that file. This is a pie chart, like how you can do pie chart in using ASCII values. Successfully wrote the budget plan and identified the file. Now let's see the same thing. Here we have the same thing. You're looking for file font, again the plan, budget. Now suppose you don't want to have a file, just to cover all bases, we can delete. You're looking for file font, deleted the file. Now if you want to check for that file, looking for file not font, budget plan. Thank you for using the plan. So that's basically it. I just have to say that this project has been extremely personal, something that I'm going to be using mainly starting from next month because it's already 25th. I can't implement it for this month. I'm also thinking like on my journey I'm supposed to after this project I'm supposed to learn Kotlin. So I'm thinking I should make this into an app, or in future if I learn any other language I can make this same thing, because this is something that I want to use. I know there's like all budget app plans and everything, but this is because this is personalized to me, and if I can make it an app I can just use it for my purposes. So that is it. I want to say that there are remaining 3 projects on this list, and I will see you in the next devlog, the next project. Till then, take care and bye bye.